Hello and welcome to Square Ghost, and here we are with the build review of Harry Potter Hogwarts Icons set, and it is a collector's edition. So where do we start? It is an 18 plus set. The set number itself is 76391 and it contained 3010 pieces. Now normally there would be 22 steps, that's 22 bags, but of course, as you'll have, if you've watched any of the videos that's gone before this one, you will know that this is a rebuild. In other words, when I originally built it, I bought it from new. I built it, we had it on display for quite some time in the living room, but it got dusty, it kept knocking about, so we eventually took it down and put it back into storage. Unfortunately, as I've said, the box got a little bit damaged, but seeing as we're keeping the set for ourselves, we're not selling it on or anything like that, it doesn't really matter. The rebuild itself, a matter of just sorting pieces and just again going through it normally step by step, and that's how I broke it down for this number of videos. Just gone from step 1 all the way through to step 22 as if I would normally bag by bag. So I'm going to run through that build nice and quickly. We started off with the glasses. The glasses, they just went together. You can hope you can just see them there in the light. It's hard to display everything here all in one go. Then we had the vial of Felix Felicius, that's the truth serum, the good luck serum, not truth serum, where you take a drop of that and then you have good luck for a short period of time. And then finally, of course, we made the Harry's wand, which is absolutely fantastic, nice and solid, no problems with that. Then it was about the construction of the books underneath. We started off with Tom Riddle's diary, which was the first Horcrux, and we just built up from the plate. If you've watched the videos, I haven't really got to go into it. No problems with the build at all. Everything went fine. Then we went into the blue book, followed by the red book. They just clicked together. We did have an internal stem, which the original Tom Riddle book fits to the original stem, and then everything else builds up over the stem. Then we had a little case after that. You can see, I'll turn it round in a minute, and then we built up Hedwig's legs first, as you can see there. They were the first thing of Hedwig. I can't turn it round because I'm hitting the one. And then we slowly but surely built up as we went. So I'm trying not to kill everything here. Once the legs were done, we did the body, we did some fitness of tails and the end, followed by Hagrid, I keep saying Hagrid, Hedwig's back of his head and then the face. Once that was together, it was shoulders, and then of course we did all the wings. Absolutely amazing. Again, there was no problems with the build. If anything, there has been a little bit of clutch power lessness, if there's a word called lessness. Now, whether that's how I've stored it or whether some of it's just been left built up and things have stretched, I don't know. I don't remember it being that way when I first built it those few years ago. But it hasn't affected anything, as you can see. Everything's gone back to part. The only worries maybe is you've got to be careful when you're pressing things on, because you don't want everything to collapse, but everything was totally fine. Once the one went in, they all clicked in fine, so there's no, I don't want to mislead people there. It was amazing. And that was Hedwig really done. His head does move, as you can see, which is really, really good. And then once that build was done, I'm going to try and get it in the right order. We then did the golden snitch, which I think looks really, really good. You can move the wings of the snitch how you want to know. I've moved that one further up because I think it looks better. Now, as I'm going around here, I'm doing that because the glasses have just fell off. I just wanted you to see the potions bottles we made up that fit in the case behind Hedwig, They look really, really good, I think, pop with all the things in. If you go back to the earlier videos, you will see them actually being made, exactly what is what. As I say, this is just the build review. Absolutely no problems with them whatsoever, they all fit in. That's alright, Harry's glasses, and now the wand has just fell off. Sorry about that, everything's back now. The one thing I didn't like about the Vels, and I think I brought this up at the time, it just fits on a stutter, it's loose, so if you knock that it's going to fall off. I don't like that at all. It could do with being a tighter fit. Once that was done, we then moved to the chocolate frog and the scarf, if you can see it, which is in Gryffindor colours. I'm a Slytherin myself, go on, you can shoot me if you want to, but I thought it was more fitting to the set and Harry Potter, and that's Harry Potter's house, and Hedwig, Gryffindor, yeah, that's what it's got to be. That's why I kept to those colours. Like I say, the frog was a nice little build. His little foot is a little bit crooked, which I've just put right. As you can see there, absolutely stunning. And then really we moved to the last section, which is behind the frog. We did the Hagrid as well after that. That was a nice little, just a little build that fitted on the side. And then we did our chocolate box. And we had our Dumbledore. I'm not going to miss out Professor McGonagall neither, even though I've showed these in greater detail in the other videos. But you can see there, everything is absolutely fantastic. If I turn it round just to show you, lovely round section here, lovely how it builds and falls and then clicks into place to give that pentagon shape. You can see on the back of the figures how it says 20 years of Harry Potter Lego, same with Mrs. McGonagall, Professor McGonagall I should say, and that was fine. And then the last thing we had to do was the letter, and it was just keeping it apart. I mentioned this in the last video. It was a bit of a nightmare because when getting the bricks, if I can get my finger, into line so as every piece then fits to one another, that was a job and a half. That was a 5 or 10 minute job. The problem you had then is once you got the pieces into line, it was keeping the pieces on while you fitted the next piece on. Patience, yes. Eventually got it on, yes. Then we had the problem to mounting it to the bar at the top. Again, I was a bit panicky for a few minutes, and then I suddenly realised, take Hagrid's claws up, which you can, bar was free, and it just clicked it very easily. So that was just me being pretty silly. Then you just drop the claws down again and everything is done. I mean, that for me, if you look at that shot, I don't think you can beat that shot. I think it shows everything. It shows there's nothing wrong with the set. The wings are great, the head, even the letter is on right. You know, you've got your wand, the scarf, the frog, you've got the chocolate card with Dumbledore, the other two minifigs, you've got Harry's glasses and the Felixes. The set, really, really good. I don't want to run this over too far. I'll just give a last few thoughts and say, I think I said this set was deleted earlier on in these videos. I think it's still available, so I do apologise if I've given anybody a heart attack if they watch that. Is it worth the buy? I think it is. If you're a Harry Potter fan, if you like owls and stuff like that and magic, it's a nice, you know, 3010 pieces I think it is build. It's nice and solid. You just follow the instructions. I always build digitally, I think I've said that. Not too many stickers in this set, even though my stickers was already put on, because like I say, this was a rebuild. So I would give my thumbs up to buy it. And you know, if I was looking at it now and thinking, should I buy it? My answer to that is yes. If you can afford it and you like it, then I would go and buy it. Is there a clown set of this particular set? I believe there is. I know a lot of people will say, Kev, you shouldn't be saying that. But I've got to say again, it comes down to money. If you can get a solid quality clone of the Lego builds for, like, say, sometimes a tenth of the price. I mean, a tenth might be a bit too much, but you can usually get 5 or 6 big clone sets for the price of one Lego set, and you have to wait up sooner or later. There's too much. If you like varied stuff like I do, there's just way too much Lego to spend your money on, and you can't do it, or I can't justify the cash, the means to do it. So I am willing to buy a few clone sets and do it that way for some of the sets I still want to build, but I'm not willing to splash out the heavy money on the Lego stuff. But as I say, before anybody jumps on me, this is a proper Lego set. You'll have seen in the introduction I showed you the beat up box. You can see the actual proper Lego bags that I've used as parts for every chapter of this set. And there's not a lot more that I can say, really. I mean, absolutely amazing. Hedwig himself is absolutely amazing. When you look at the wings, the head, the legs, I can't wait. I do hope people take the time to comment. You know, you can say whatever you want. You can say, you know, I don't mind criticism against me, the builder, as long as it's helping me out to become better. That's what I've said. You know, I don't have a problem. It's only if it's silly stuff that, you know, you think, oh dear me. But in saying that, absolutely brilliant. I give it the thumbs up. We are having a box that is actually coming through from Wicked Brick for this set, and it will be our next and final video of this set, where you should actually see it in the case where it'll be displayed. I'm also going to try and display a bit of the building of the case to see how easy or how hard it is. That should be a bit of fun for you all. So you can look forward to that tomorrow. And with that, I'm just going to say it's been a lovely, nice build. It's took us 5 days to build this one. It started Saturday, and it's Wednesday evening now. We've had little breaks in between and stuff like that, and it's been cracking. Not a lot I can say. Just ace. Anybody who's watched this video or any of this series of this video, thanks very much for watching. If you've liked these videos and this build, then please give us a thumbs up, hit that like button, because that is always appreciated. And if you want to follow us on to tomorrow, where we, like I say, we get to grips to the build of the case for this set, and then eventually putting the set into the case and the case where it'll go on display, then please click on that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll see that in the next build the day after. Yes, it's been a wonderful set. Anybody who's watched, like I say, thanks very much for watching. I know I repeat that time and time again. I do appreciate all you guys. You know, it's hard, and like I say, I do appreciate it. Really do. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, and after that, the day after, we will start our next build. Don't know what it's going to be yet, so it's going to be a surprise. So you're going to hang on a couple of days until you find out what that is. With that, you know the score, you know the drill. My name's Kev, I am Square Ghost. I'll see you all on the flip side.